Hey, it's Matt with Army Check Rides. Today, I'd like to talk to you about something that was a little bit of an issue for me in flight school, and I figure it probably is for other people too. Some things are easy to pick up on, and others, well, they just aren't. You're lucky because you have me to tell you about loss of tail rotor effectiveness, and that's what I'm going to do. The first thing that you have got to do is learn the definition, and you have to know this verbatim. If you don't know this verbatim, your IPs, they're going to get you. They're going to make you look stupid in class if you don't know the definition of this when you stand up and try and recite it. So memorize this verbatim. Loss of the tail rotor effectiveness is the occurrence of an uncommanded and rapid right yaw rate which does not subside of its own accord and which, if not quickly reacted to, can result in loss of aircraft control. Okay? Obviously, we've already talked about there's three different types: disk vortex, vortex ring state, and weathercock stability. I think the first one that is normally talked about is weathercock stability. That's going to be between and this is going to be asked by your IPs. What section of the tail rotor is going to be covered by that? And it's 100, anything from 120 degrees to 240 degrees. That is your 8 o'clock to your 4 o'clock position. That is directly behind the aircraft. That is up the tailpipe. Weathercocking stability is up the tailpipe. If you have winds between 10 and 23 knots, then you are prone to weathercock stability, which it's not going to hurt you. I mean, unless you're losing a tail rotor or something. But what it's going to do is it's going to freak you out in the cockpit. You're going to be up there all of a sudden just kind of hovering along, and you're going to get that tail, a little bit of a tailwind, and you're going to get all wish-washy, and you're going to go back and forth. You're going to crap yourself and go, whoa, 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 what's going on here? And nothing, like I said, nothing to get worried about. It's just a little bit of weathercock stability. And I'll talk in a minute how to get out of that. It's the same thing for all three different types. So let's talk about vortex ring state, which is anything from the 210 degree area to the 330 degree area. Winds within this region will cause vortices to develop around the tail rotor, causing tail rotor thrust variations. The helicopter will make pitch, roll, and yaw excursions, and the pilot workload will be high. This one's a little bit more of an issue. This is probably going to be one of your more dangerous ones to freak out about. Disk vortex 280 to 330. This is the smaller section from 280 right around in here to the 330. This is when you got winds coming off of your left front quartering tail rotor area. That's about 11 o'clock, so we'll go with like 9:30 to about the 11 o'clock. So if you have winds coming in from that section, they're coming in, and at a low airspeed, they're coming in through the rotor system, which is fine, and they're going straight into the tail rotor. You might get a little bit of the wish-washiness. You might wonder, hey, how come my my rotor pedals aren't doing anything? Sorry, your foot pedals. Sorry, you can tell I don't talk on a microphone very much. But that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to tell you about lost tail rotor effectiveness. So, without getting too much more long-winded, that's the three states. Disk vortex, which is 280 to 330 at 10 to 30 knots. And then you've got vortex ring state, 210 to 330. And then weathercock stability, which is 120 to 240. That's straight up the tailpipe. Contributing factors: high density altitude, high gross weight, power droop, and low airspeed. Remember those four things. That's going to come up at some point. Make a flashcard. Prevention: situational awareness, and always being aware of where the winds are coming from, particularly at low airspeeds. All right, here we're going to talk about how to get out of this stuff. Emergency procedure. Simultaneously, and this has got to be completely instinctual, guys. Simultaneously, your pedal goes full left and your cyclic goes forward. That's going to get you out of this. You're going to pick up airspeed. You're going to put a little left pedal into it. As recovery is affected, adjust your controls for normal flight. If the spin cannot be stopped, if you happen to be in a spin, and the spin cannot be stopped and crash is imminent, an auto rotation may be the best course of action. So maintain full left pedal until the spin stops, then adjust to maintain the heading. Obviously, you guys know that the first two that are underlined are going to be what you have to know. You've got to know that stuff verbatim. Steps 3 and 4, those are extra credit. They're going to tell you that you don't have to know that stuff, but I tell you what, if you get into this, it's probably best to know this stuff. All right, let's talk about a trick question these guys like to come up with. The IPs like to get you on this one. LTE, while it is an emergency, is not a tail rotor malfunction. Those are completely different things. When you're talking about fixed pedal left, fixed pedal right, and getting into that crap, it's completely different. Okay, this is not a tail rotor malfunction. LTE is a normal and most often preventable flight characteristic. All right, guys, that's all I got. Thanks to our guys at FlightSchoolStudyGuide.com. They put out a really good piece of one paper study guide here. So take a look at it, get to know it. Go over there and check these guys out. They got a lot of good downloadable stuff. Okay, and I'll see you guys around.